I used to be so afraid to get on camera. Oh my God. I know you won't believe that because you see me today. But 10 years ago, there is no way you would have caught me with a phone in my face or me looking into a camera like this because I was so afraid to get on camera for lots of different reasons. And I know that you were here because you want to be able to build an online community, make money online, and it's going to require you to get on video. And so today I want to talk to you all about how to become more confident on camera so that you can live the life that you have been dreaming of doing and you can do the thing that you really want to do. So welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about becoming more confident on camera. And as I shared in the beginning, I was not always confident on camera by no means. You know, people always say, King, you've got such a big personality, you're fearless and all this type of stuff. But the truth is that I just have a big personality. Big personality and being fearless are not one and the same. It's just some people are quiet, some people are loud. Some people are energetic and some people are not. That's it. That has nothing to do with fear or confidence, okay? Because when you decide to put yourself on camera, there's a lot of things that happen, okay? You already know, but I'm gonna say them anyway. When you put yourself on camera, first of all, you can see you. Right? You can see the things you love about you. You can see the things you don't love about you. You can see the things that people will like when they see about you and the potential things that people will not like. Okay. You also have to hear yourself. Okay. And I don't know about you, but many of us do not or have not liked the sound of our own voices. And I was one of those people. I used to always say, I sound like a frog. I'm too loud. My voice is this, all these different things. And I know that you may have said some of those same things. And so when we're talking about putting ourselves on camera, we are criticizing us. And we know that there is potential for people to love us and then not love us and not even know who we are. And so that could rock anyone from wanting to be on camera. But I want to tell you that there is some hope. Okay. The fact that you are seeing me here on camera confidently in all of my glory, showing my imperfections, what's good, there's not so good, there's no filter on this, so you can see my little lines, you can see all the little things with me on this camera. And so there is hope. You also can hear me, which is not, listen, I don't care how much, Botox a person does. I don't care your skincare regimen, your red light therapy, nothing gonna change the sound of your voice. Okay, so that's that. All right. And so I just want to walk you through today how I have become more confident on camera and how you can do the same. Okay. So one of the first things that I like to talk to people about when it comes to confidence is that, they always say confidence comes from within. And that is true. Confidence does come from within. It's not going to come from all these different external circumstances. They will make us feel more confident when we get those external things. But initially it starts with us. Okay. But when it comes to someone getting started for the first time, being confident, one of the things I always tell my clients and friends is that first, we've got to figure out, how do we actually feel? Okay. How do we actually feel about getting on camera? What are our real feelings? Okay. Because until we actually voice those things and can see, I feel all these negative things or I feel all these positive things, until we can actually put them out there to the world, to ourselves, and maybe someone that's coaching us or being with us, then it's hard for us to actually face how we really feel. Okay. So first, you've got to put out there, how do you really, really feel? Okay. Then when it comes to being non-confident, we're going to look at the negative things. Now we got to look at that list of negative things and say, okay, which of those negative things are true and which of those things are not true? And then we have to ask ourselves, of those things, which of those can we change and which can we not? So what does that mean? Can I change what my face looks like? No. Can I change what my voice sounds like? No. Can I change my lighting, my background, makeup? Yes. Right? There's some things I can change and some things I cannot. And one of the things that I tell my students is that you've got to come to terms with how you look and how you sound. The way that your eyes look, your nose, your shape, all of that, that is that. Okay. And until you acknowledge, and accept that who is showing up in the mirror is who's going to show up on camera, then that's the battle right there. You know, I remember when I first was getting on video, my teeth were very crooked and I just wasn't looking the way that I wanted to look, or had gained a lot of weight and all this stuff. And one day I had a conversation with myself and I said, well, this is the size that I am today, that 50 pounds heavier. This is what my teeth looks like today. This is what my makeup looks like today. Here's what everything looks like today. What can I do about those things? Today, nothing. You know, I don't have a lot of money to learn how to do makeup. I don't have a lot of money to go get braces, all these different things. And I had to go, here was the truth. And I was afraid to get on camera because of how I looked. But then I said to myself, okay, well, I've got a choice. I can either stay here and not get on camera until I get the money to fix those things, or I can get on camera and then make money and fix those things. Fast forward, I've learned makeup and I've had Invisalign to get my teeth straight, okay? And so, but I had some choices to make. But the first thing was I had to acknowledge what I was really feeling, all right? Once I acknowledged that, then I said to myself, okay, you know, what are those things that I believe that are lies and what are the truth? Okay, because some of the reasons why I didn't want to get on camera was because I felt like people were going to judge me. People were going to say mean things to me. And I reconciled that and said, well, that's the truth. There could be people that say negative things about me, and there could be people that say positive things about me. Both are the same. There's truth, right? And I had to say to myself, but what do I care about the most? Do I care more about what people are going to say, or what is it I'm actually trying to do, what I'm actually trying to accomplish? And I came to terms with the fact that it's going to hurt to hear and see people say things about me that I don't like, right? It's going to feel good to see people love things about me, but I want to build this thing more than I care about everybody else's opinions, right? Now, that's easier said than done because it's like, you know, you're going to deal with people and their opinions, you know what I mean? So it was a struggle fest, but I found myself just kind of having a moment where I said, you know, I keep saying I want this thing, and if I want this thing, I've got to go in the direction of to have the thing. And so I started to get on camera. Did I have great lighting? No. Did I have a tripod? No. Did I have a fancy system? No. I didn't have any of the things I have today when I first started out on camera. Nothing. I had my iPhone and that was it. All right. And I made the decision that I was going to just get started on camera. Okay. Now, if you guys are constantly seeing me like wiping my face, it is because I have allergies and it's allergy season and I'm just dealing with a little bit itchy here and there. So those of y'all that are watching this on YouTube, be like, why does she keep touching her face? It's allergy season. Those of y'all that are in allergies, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you on the podcast, humor me, come to YouTube. Okay. I only got that out of the way. You can see why I keep touching my face. Okay. Anyway, so we had to come to terms with all that. Okay. With ourselves. Now, the next thing that you have to do to become more confident on camera is you have to get on camera. I'm not saying you got to post it initially. Okay. But you do have to film the content. Okay. You do have to film the content. Okay, so that you can get used to seeing yourself on camera. All right, we see ourselves in the mirror when we brush our teeth, do our makeup, our hair, whatever. But it's another thing to actually hold your phone up and film yourself this way or this way. It's a whole nother thing to do it. And the only way you're going to get comfortable with it and confident is to actually do this. That's it. Okay. And then once you actually film yourself, now you just want to start re-watching yourself. All right. But when you're in the process of filming yourself, I want you to act as if you are talking to a close friend. Don't act like you're talking to people on the internet. That's going to trip you up. That's going to trip you up all day, every day, because you're just like, it's just going to trip you up. You have to act like you're talking to a good friend, because when we talk to good friends, we're comfortable. We don't feel any type of way when we're talking to good friends. We just talk freely. Okay. Like if I was going to recommend these earrings to somebody, to a friend, I would just talk to her about them. I would take one off and I would show it to her, all these different things. If I was going to talk about my Apple Watch to my friend, I would just talk to her about the watch. I wouldn't be concerned about everybody on the internet. And that's what you want to do when you get started with being on camera is you have to just talk but you have to act like you're talking to someone that you trust and you love, okay? Because initially, that first video that you actually post is going to be the scariest one because you don't know what people are going to say when you post it. And you want to feel so comfortable with what you said and how you shared it and how relaxed you are and all that to where when you put it out there, the people on the other side of the screen on social media, they want to be talking to a friend too. So if you're talking to a friend in the camera, then they feel like you're talking to a friend too. Does that make sense? And so, but you got to give yourself that freedom to try that. Now, you also have to understand your first set of videos, 20, 30, 50 videos, going to be terrible. They just are. If you go back to 2015, my first set of videos, you would be like, how did she get here? How did she get here? And that's because I was new, right? Even now, my videos aren't the very best videos that they could be, but they're constantly evolving. They're constantly progressing, okay? And I'm giving myself permission to constantly be doing better videos, being more confident on camera. I'm also losing weight. I'm down 18 pounds, you know what I mean? The goal is 50, so over the next year, you'll see me drop 30 more pounds, right? But I didn't want to wait until I dropped 50 pounds to get online or until my teeth were straight or my hair was long, until whatever. I wanted to build what I wanted to build, and I didn't want to have to wait until everything was perfect. Because here's the truth. When I drop the next 50 pounds, things still aren't going to be perfect. I'm still going to have wrinkles on my face. I'm still going to have the same voice. I'm still going to have a lot of the same things and mannerisms and ways that I am. I'm just going to be 50 pounds lighter. That's it. Right? And so I had to come to terms with the fact of what I was feeling and then knowing that people online would love me and then some may not like me because they don't even know me. You know what I mean? And so, but for you, if you are saying to yourself that you want to get started creating content online, you want to be more confident on camera, the first thing is you got to come to terms with what do you really feel about being on camera, right? The good and not so good. What do you really feel about yourself? Good and not so good. What do you feel about posting the videos out on social media? Good and not so good. So a lot of those things may not change when you put them down, but you got to come to terms with them. And then you have to make a decision that even with all of this that could be true or not true, that you are going to be brave. You're going to film yourself and you're going to put yourself out there, right? But out there in a way that is authentic to you, that will resonate with your audience. Because here is the truth. There is an audience of people that are waiting out there for you to show up as you, and they want to be connected to you. They want to be friends with you. They want to do business with you, right? And I started to learn that when I'm creating content, that there are people who just want to learn from me the way that I teach, and I have to show up and be myself authentically. Like, I started a new account on TikTok and I've been talking about my weight loss journey. And I was like, I'm going to create a new account on Instagram just because, and I'll use AI to sync the videos from TikTok to that Instagram account. Look, I looked up the other day, that Instagram account has 700 followers. I was like, when did this happen? The YouTube channel I started for it just through automation and AI has 1,100 subscribers. Oh my God, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that there are people that are looking for you and us the way that we are, how we show up, and they want to be connected to us if we will choose to come to terms with whatever it is we're feeling, positive and negative, and then make a choice to show up no matter what. Okay. Now, if you have questions about this, I want you to ask me in the comments. If you're here on the podcast, come ask me on YouTube. And I want to inspire and encourage you every single week. So be sure to subscribe to my show. I have a new show that comes out every single week here on YouTube and on the podcast.